Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Monday, June 10th, 2024. It is the day of the moon. We have a waxing crescent moon. We are in Gemini season. The Celtic tree month of oak, we have switched over now. We are in the deer season and Pluto retrograde. So, speaking of the month of oak, it runs from June 10th to July 7th. And in the Tree of Life cosmology, the oak is the actual tree of life. The oak is the father of the forest. He represents wisdom, nobility, strength, and intuition. And all of these characteristics, it's interesting how they nicely align with that of both Gemini and in the Native American cosmology of things of deer. So, just a little tidbit for you there. Now, for the rest of the traditional astrology, the sun is in Gemini, mutable air, representing communication. The moon is first quarter Leo, fixed fire, representing enthusiasm. Mercury is in Gemini, mutable air, representing insight. Venus is in Gemini, mutable air, representing the spendthrift. Mars is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing purpose. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is in Pisces, mutable water, representing nostalgia. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, fixed air, meaning the need to examine intentions and remember the retrograde mantra. Reflect, heal, evolve. Again, for the waxing crescent, we need to remember to brainstorm, plan, and create. And for the Leo moon, do lead, do perform, do get involved in artistic endeavors. Don't get trapped in depressing environments. Don't deal with unappreciative people, and don't get bogged down in detail work. I realize this is probably a bit trickier, especially as this is the beginning of another work week, but just do the very best that you can. So the Leo moon, it lends itself to theatricality, all of the highs and lows of emotion on full display for everyone to see all the time, and while being sure that there's always at least a few people around to be an audience. So this is a very good day for making presentations, having impassioned speeches, and for overall making a big impression. And if you do go this route, just be very careful about what you say, how you say it, what you do, because it's liable to be an impression that sticks in people's minds for a little while. So just have that caution in mind and then go for it, full throttle. That's what Leo energy is all about. Now, for our tarot card of the day, we have the Six of Stones. One of its key words is caritas. It means giving and receiving, the charity of love for others and for oneself. So this brings to mind mutually beneficial relationships, and that's the foundation of any society. People build up a rapport. In the Norse paganism, we would call this frith. And it's about people essentially acting in goodwill towards one another, building trust, and being able to exchange goods and services in an honest and fair-minded way. And then over time, that develops into something that's a bit more sentimental of friendships and close communities and things of that sort. And this is a good reminder for us today that we aren't just this little free floating atom who's just by themselves and completely self-sufficient and we don't need nothing from nobody and all this other stuff. While we might have a very independent spirit, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, neither are we entirely self-sufficient. Neither are we completely immune from the needs for human contact and just for learning how to find a place for yourself in the tapestry of human society, rather than saying, I'm just one thread by myself, and that's all anyone ever needs. We do need to emotionally mature. We do need to get beyond this I'm sorry to put it so bluntly, but it's a very adolescent way of thinking. We need to get beyond that so that we can be part of something that is greater than ourselves. And there's something about the human spirit that is looking to see, where do I fit in with the grander scheme of things? I'm not the star of the show. I'm not, that mover and shaker that changed the course of history, but I am a part of this. I'm an individual living my own life, and that's very important. But I am also a part of this other bigger thing that is going on. So that's a little something to reflect upon today. Now, for today's Celtic triad, it reads, 3 exertions becoming and praiseworthy for any person: tilling their soil, increasing their knowledge, and growing in excellence. So, tilling soil, work the land, or more metaphorically, do your job. Be good at doing your job and be diligent at your work. Be known to be a worker who is effective in the tasks that they perform. And of course, increasing their knowledge, never stop learning. That, of course, is praiseworthy. People can get very stagnant. And it is good to cultivate kind of a healthy curiosity. You don't have to be completely scatter your energies and be going hither, thither, and yon. But it is good to look into things, learn about new things, deepen your understanding of things you already do know. It's helpful. It helps develop you as a human being. And then growing in excellence, striving to do your personal best and to conduct yourself honorably. And excelling in what you're doing to the very best of your ability. These are things, it's obvious why they are praiseworthy, because this is the proper thing for human beings to occupy themselves with. Now, for today's magical intention, it is all about manifestation. For that, we have the color lavender, the plant vervain, the animal butterfly, and the crystal amethyst. So, manifestation is about transforming thought into reality. This is something that witches and other magical practitioners are very, very familiar with because this is our bread and butter. Because we are learning about that and experiencing that and putting that into force throughout all of our actions. And once we realize these natural principles and how they work, it's really just coming to a realization of all of the ways in which we are actually going through this process and learning how to do it more thoughtfully, intentionally, and with wisdom. Now, for today's pagan practice, this is a good day to honor a lunar deity, being it the day of the moon. You can work on your sacral chakra today, learn something new about your moon sign, greet the dusk or the night this evening, and take a cleansing bath or shower. Just especially if perhaps you weren't able to avoid a depressing environment and unappreciative people in detail work today. Perhaps that is your day job, and that's just what you have to do, even on the days when it's not energetically favorable for it. A cleansing bath or a cleansing shower can get some of that gunk. Another term that people might use for this is miasma, just energy that attached to you that you don't want. You don't need that in your system. You need to get it out. Using these occasions of cleansing the body to also cleanse your spirit, it can go a long way towards maintaining the health of your own personal energy system and not allowing people to get to you past a certain point, knowing that there's going to be a point at which their energy, that connection is broken, and that you do not have to have it cluttering up your system. Now, for today's journal prompt, when did you last feel attuned to your intuition? Now, we always want to exercise our intuition. We make a big deal about making sure we listen to us, especially when it's saying danger, danger, Will Robinson. We know when it's shrieking, but to be fully attuned to it means that we're hearing its subtle whispers and its subtle little nudges, as well as when it's shrieking, saying, "You don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that." If we can also learn to hear it when it's saying, perhaps you could think better of that, or that won't work out quite the way you think, or I'm not sure, something's a little hinky right there. If we can hear that, then we can probably avoid a lot of the situations in which our intuition is actually having to scream at us. So, thinking about that, when did we last feel attuned, and just if our lives are significantly different in any way from that last occasion, that might be worth reflecting upon. And then that could be a point of determining where and how we might need to make adjustments. So that does it for today's daily forecast. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And I will see you guys tomorrow with the next edition. Bye.